Wow. Long time no see, guys. It's been probably 2 weeks since, maybe a little bit over 2 weeks already since Paola left. And I haven't put anything up besides the video I just put up yet 2 days ago of my homie Elliot Adome speaking about his kingdom mindedness. So if you haven't watched that, go watch that right now. It's a good message. But anyway, I'm back, guys, and I'm I'm starting a new walk in my life, a new season in my life, and it's gonna be better than it ever was before. And let me get deep in just 1 second. But let me just explain to you what happened like over these 2 weeks. I left you guys off with I'ma grow in the Lord. I'ma prosper, I'ma do this. And like I have been, but at the same time I've been like so attacked like spiritually, mentally, and like confidentially. Confidence. Yeah. I was just losing myself and losing my thought and like questioning like, God, am I going the right way? Like, am I going this way? Like, God, are you there? I know you're there. You've shown me like so many things already. Like, am I doing the right things? Am I following what you say? Am I following what I say? Am I following what other people say? I was just so lost, and to be honest, I'm still lost, but I'm getting some direction in which way to go. So I'm taking that direction, and there's been like, I don't know, it's just crazy, guys. So let me just get deep real fast. In this season of my life, I'm really going to truly find who I am, because I honestly don't know who I am. Being a people pleaser, I really like find the joy and happiness in giving joy to people and like pleasing people and also pleasing God. But through all of that, it got mixed up. I was starting to listen to people more than listening to God. When I first started walking, I was listening to all God, all Him, with encouragement of people. But then I was listening to people and people and people and people and people, and then I was only listening to like some encouragement God was giving to me, and I was like, God, what do I do? Like, I'm so lost. I know I'm gonna get out of this. I know I'm gonna get out of this. I was focusing on the end result so much, and I was skipping the process of the actual struggle. And people would say like, oh, like just focus on the end. Just focus on the end because, like that struggle, blah blah blah, perseverance builds character, blah blah blah. But like, you have to actually endure the struggle and not numb the struggle. I was numbing the struggle and just looking for the end and just waiting for the end. But I was going through like a year of struggling, like just waiting for the tunnel, just waiting for God to show me this extravagant gift, like, oh, here, God, or Dad, here, Zach, like, you are free, go, like, you're free. And like that's what people say, like, you're free in the name, like that's true. But like it's really like knowing where you are in God. Like, so many things are going on in my head, and I'm just looking for the right direction. I'm focusing on actually like God and what His Word tells me, and not what other people tell me. And like, of course, I'm gonna let people pour into me still. I'm still gonna let people like encourage me, but I'm really gonna have Jesus just as like my stronghold and my anchor, because I let that get away from me. I was just tying myself into every little direction I can. I was tying myself to Paula. I was trying to find my character in her. I was tying my parents, trying to find my character in her. My sister, my brothers, my friends, like everyone, like my teachers. I was like trying to find who I was, and being in college, being in a biblical college, they're basically like they basically tear you apart of like, oh, do you really know this? But then they like try to comfort you, and then I don't know. They all have good hearts there. I know it. But in my mindset, like everything was just going down and down and down to the worst, and I got confused with who God was. I got confused with who I was. Just everything. But I'm just inviting you guys to this new chapter in my life to find who I am in myself, and who God says I am, and not what other people say I am, and not what I say, who I even say I am. Because I don't know. That's like one question that really scared me. Like, it just really freaked me out when the first time someone asked me, like my old youth pastor, he's like, Zach, who are you? And I was like, Zach Watson, boy. And then he's like, okay, that's your name. Like, who are you though? And then I was like, who am I? And then I was just like freaking out, and then he was like, oh, like, let me show you, like, he was like, oh, let me show you, like, who I am. He's like, I'm a son of God, I am blah blah blah, da 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 da. I was like, yeah, dang, that's good, that's inspirational. So if someone ever asked me, I was like, oh yeah, I'm a son of God, I da 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 da. But that wasn't from like my heart. That was just something like I thought that would be cool to say to people if they ever asked me like who I was, and then they're like, oh dang, they know who he is, but really they're just words from another person, and it wasn't for me, you know. So in this season, I'm really putting to the side of, or trying to put to the side of what people think of me. I'm still gonna like care about what people think of me, but I'm not gonna do it to the extent of where it changes me to please them. But I'm gonna just be me. When I find me, let God reveal me to me, let God reveal him to him, and just hold on to that. So I'm inviting you to this journey, and yeah, it's gonna be a ride, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be weird. I'm a weird guy, I know that. And yeah, so I just want you guys to join me in this, and hopefully it inspires you in some way. Like, that's one of my biggest dreams, just like inspire as many people as I can. In high school wrestling, I was a team leader, one of the team leaders, and like honestly, like most of them like looked up to me, like they had so much respect for me. And then I lost like my confidence because I didn't go into like college wrestling, and I didn't really stay as fit as I wanted to. I tried doing Insanity Max 30, but then we all just fell off of that, and I started not watching what I was eating. I wasn't working out. Right now I haven't been working out, and I've just like been letting myself go, you could say. I'm like, yeah, like I still look good for like the average Joe, but I don't want to be average Joe. Like, I wasn't called to be like just an average Joe. Like, I'm called to be like unique, and I'm called to be out there, inspirational to people. And I went back to my wrestling banquet not so long ago, and then like I don't know, like I almost didn't go because of how ashamed I felt. Like I was like, dang, like I don't have my abs anymore. Like I don't have like my jawline I used to have. I don't like have like good looks. But then like they really reminded me who I was, because I was like, screw all that stuff, like I went, and like all they did was like love on me. They weren't like, Zach, dang, he got fat, oh dang, Zach, like he chubby, what happened to him, like he used to be a leader, what the heck. Like none of them were like that. They're like, dang, Zach, you still look good. I'm like, oh dang dude, thanks man. And then like I don't know, they're just like really pouring into me. Like so was my like coach, and he was like, Zach, like one big thing my coach Stuart Young said, shout outs to you, Stuart Young. He was like, Zach, I admire you, not because like you're walking like, not because like you're Christian or like you have faith, but like you actually walking and you live in it, and like your character shows all of that. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not a failure, yes. And then I don't know, like so many of the things like just the enemy has been putting in my head and making me feel negative, and making me feel like ugly, and making me feel so insecure about myself. Like it was just been like attacking, and like it was crazy, man. But everything's changing. I'm literally starting today on my spiritual growth, going upward, and then I'm starting my workouts today, starting to eat right, watch what I eat. I'm gonna keep a journal of it, like a physical journal, so I can see all my results, so I can show you guys all what I eat, so I can show myself all of what I eat, my workouts, what I do, see my results and everything. And yeah, just start living a healthy lifestyle and making sure I do my devotions every day. My goal is to not skip a day in June, and it's June 2nd, right? 3rd? June 2nd, 3rd? Hold on. Yeah, it's June 3rd, and I haven't missed a day so far, which is good, because like honestly it is hard if like you're not like mentally like set on it, because I don't know, it's just hard. Like, I used to beat myself up so much. I was like, oh, I missed so much. Like, oh, I missed the day. Like, crap. And like that was when like I was first like walking with God, and like I was just like beating myself up and beating myself up and beating myself up. Quick story. It was crazy. This one of my leaders from church like a long time ago, like when I was going through that, like just feeling sorry, like, oh my gosh, like, God, why do you love me? I don't even read my Bible every day. And then she just came up to me and she was like, I feel like I didn't tell anyone, like I had a good mask on, like, oh, they didn't see, like no one could see me through me. And then she came up to me and she was like, are you okay? I was like, yeah. She's like, are you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm okay. And then and she's like, God's not gonna be mad at you for reading or not reading your Bible or missing a day or like not like being like blah 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 blah. Like, he loves you for who you are, where you're at, like everything. And like she was just pouring into me, and I was like breaking down. I was like, oh my gosh, like, how did you know? Like, blah, 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 blah. But I didn't say anything. I was just crying, and then she prayed for me, and then I was like, thank you so much, thank you so much. But like, I don't know, like, I guess learning about the theology of God like really drove me away from his love, and like I don't know, I was learning more to understand his word and understand Hebrew and understand like the context of it, instead of like understanding like his actual love that's still here today. And like, I don't know, I guess the way I approached it, it felt as if, so to put it into simple terms, I lost my relationship with God to the study of God. I was like creating like a barrier and only letting like some stuff in and some confusion in, and then not dealing with not asking questions to my professors, and just letting like the enemy like tell me like, oh, like this school is just trying to make you like go away from God, like, oh, like, I don't know, like the enemy was just telling me so many negative things, and like making me like dislike my professors, making me dislike like school in general, and like I was just so lost. Don't get me wrong, like it's like I go to a great college, great people are there, but it was my fault for not staying like with my devotions. I was not staying with like my prayer life. I wasn't staying with even like accountability, and like that really messed me up. But this is like a new chapter, and I'm gonna come back and the end of August or whenever it is to school. I'm gonna have a solid standing with God. I'm gonna have a solid relationship with him, and also I'm not gonna be like, of course, like I'm gonna be like, okay, hold on. Man, like my mind just goes so all over the place that I just lose what I'm saying. And so my relationship and talking to him like quickly turned into like, God, are you real? Like, well, like, but this says in the Bible, and they said that, like, is that true? Like, is that real? Like, are you real? Like, blah blah blah. Like, questions after questions after questions. Instead of like letting the Bible point into me, I was trying to study it and pour into it. Like, oh, is that blah 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 blah. But then I knew I was still holding on to God, like with like this much finger. I was just like, like, God, I know you're there. I know you're there. I know you're there. And then that's what I was holding on to that. But then, like, just the basis of my life wasn't being held on to that. Like, the rest of me was like not even in the world, because I wasn't even connected to the world. I was connected into just my head and other people's thoughts. But anyway, guys, like I'll get into like my brain stuff and how my head was working later, but it's still working like that now, and still a struggle, and still like scary at times, like how like I feel sometimes, but I know God like has a plan for me. I'm gonna endure this struggle, so it builds the character. I'm not gonna numb the struggle. I'm not gonna just focus on the end result like some people say to do. I'm gonna just endure the struggle and live in the struggle, so I could ultimately build character and build a testimony, help other people, and like help you guys who are watching me, and just all through the heart of the Spirit and the will of God. I don't want to lead these vlogs in my own will. I don't want to lead these vlogs in my own understanding. I want to just give it all up to God. I want to just give it to Him, because truthfully, like, I know that He called me to do this, and I'm holding on to that. And I don't want it to be for like my own selfish gain at all. I don't want to be like worshipped with this. Like, of course, like, I'm gonna have like those temptations of wanting that, and like, of course it's gonna be there. I'm not gonna like say it's like it's not like I'm not. Like, they're gonna be there, but my ultimate heart and my ultimate goal is to just have it all for God and have it all for you guys, and to help you guys get closer to Him, or even maybe be saved if you're not saved yet. But yeah, that's my goal, man. Let's just get started with this day. I know that was a long talk, but let's get to it.